Christianity and Islam did not begin as enemies. In fact, they were born in the same region, spoke related languages, shared many prophets, and addressed many of the same moral questions. Yet, within a few generations, the two faiths found themselves in conflict. To understand how Christianity and Islam first collided, we must look beyond simple religious differences and focus on the world they emerged into, a world shaped by empires, fear, power, and survival. By the early 7th century, Christianity was no longer a small, persecuted faith. It had become the official religion of the Byzantine Empire, one of the most powerful political forces on earth. Christian doctrine influenced law, leadership, warfare, and identity. To be Christian was often the same as being loyal to the empire. Churches were not just places of worship, they were symbols of authority and control. At the same time, the Arabian Peninsula lived mostly outside imperial power. Tribes governed themselves, trade routes connected distant lands, and religious beliefs were mixed. When Islam emerged through the message of Prophet Muhammad, it challenged not only local traditions, but also the religious authority claimed by surrounding empires. Islam did not present itself as a new religion replacing others. It claimed to restore the original monotheism of Abraham. It recognized figures like Adam, Noah, Moses, David, Solomon, and Jesus. However, Islam firmly rejected the idea that Jesus was God or the Son of God. This single theological difference would later become one of the deepest fault lines between Christianity and Islam. During Prophet Muhammad's lifetime, contact with Christians existed, but was limited. Some Christians respected his message, others rejected it, and some political leaders viewed it with suspicion. Still, there was no large-scale religious war between Christians and Muslims at this stage. Everything changed after Muhammad's death. The Muslim community unified rapidly and expanded beyond Arabia. Within decades, Islamic rule spread into regions that had been Christian for centuries: Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and parts of North Africa. These were not distant lands, they were core territories of Christian civilization. From the Christian perspective, this expansion felt sudden and terrifying. Lands associated with Jesus, apostles, and early church councils were now governed by a new faith. Many Christians interpreted this as a divine punishment or an existential threat to their religion. From the Muslim perspective, expansion was not framed as religious destruction. Islamic rule allowed Christians and Jews to continue worshiping under protected status, though they paid special taxes and lived under certain restrictions. Churches often remained standing. Christian scholars and administrators were sometimes employed by Muslim rulers. Despite this, tension grew. Christianity had long equated religious truth with political dominance. Islam's success challenged that worldview. If Christianity was the final truth, how could a new faith rise so quickly and defeat Christian armies? Jerusalem became a central symbol of this collision. Sacred to both faiths, the city represented spiritual authority and divine favor. When Muslims took control of Jerusalem, they treated it as a holy trust. When Christians later sought to reclaim it, they framed the struggle as a holy war. Centuries later, these tensions exploded into the Crusades, but the roots of that violence were planted much earlier, in fear, misunderstanding, and competing claims of truth. Ordinary believers on both sides often knew little about the other faith. Stories were exaggerated, enemies were demonized. Christian writers described Muslims as heretics or false worshippers. Muslim writers viewed some Christian beliefs as corrupted innovations. Dialogue became rare, suspicion became normal. Importantly, this collision was not purely religious. Economic control of trade routes, political ambition, and imperial survival played major roles. Religion became a banner under which human struggles were fought. Over time, memories of early encounters hardened into narratives of victimhood and blame. Each side remembered the moments when it suffered, rarely the moments of coexistence.
These stories were passed down, shaping attitudes long after the original conflicts ended. What is often forgotten is that Christianity and Islam influenced each other deeply. Islamic scholars preserved Christian texts. Christian philosophers learned from Muslim thinkers. Cities under Muslim rule sometimes offered more religious freedom than Christian-controlled lands did at the same time. The first collision between Christianity and Islam was not destined by Scripture. It was shaped by humans interpreting faith through the lens of power. If history had unfolded differently, if empires had been less fearful, if dialogue had been stronger, the relationship between the two faiths might have taken another path. Even today, many modern conflicts echo these early encounters, but history also shows that coexistence was possible and at times successful. Understanding how Christianity and Islam first collided is not about choosing sides. It is about recognizing how easily faith becomes weaponized when fear replaces understanding. The story is not just about the past. It is a reminder that religious differences alone do not cause conflict. Human choices do. And just as collision was shaped by people, so too can coexistence be shaped by